Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Key Gripe, the show for short, sweet reviews of new release movies, plus the one thing that annoyed me the most. And today I'm very excited because I get to talk about Star Wars. I'm talking about Rogue One, a Star Wars story. Now this is a mostly spoiler-free review. There are just a couple spoilers throughout. The deadliest superweapon in the galaxy is almost complete, signaling the end of the rebellion. But a team of rebels will risk their lives to steal the Death Star plans and give their fight hope. The film stars Felicity Jones, Diego Luna, Alan Tudyk, Donnie Yen, Wen Jiang, Riz Ahmed, Ben Mendelsohn, Forrest Whitaker, and Mads Mikkelsen, and the film is directed by Gareth Edwards. This film is the first real test in Disney's extended Star Wars live-action universe. Ever since Disney bought Lucasfilms, we've been promised more than just a sequel trilogy, and Rogue One is the first of what might be many anthology films tangential to the main storyline. And personally, I'm overjoyed with the results. It gives us this backstory on how these guys stole the plans, which is something that we really didn't have much of before. Maybe next they'll show how the Bothans died to get the plans on Death Star 2. The story and the characters are great, and we are carefully introduced to each one. Felicity Jones plays Jyn Erso, the daughter of a conscientious Imperial science officer who's building the Death Star. And she's petulant, but that fire is what drives her to achieve some really great deeds. Luna is Cassian Andor, a rebel intelligence officer who has a penchant for killing as well. And I absolutely loved the voice work from Alan Tudyk, who played K2SO, the smartass Imperial droid. And considering this isn't a very light-hearted story overall, it's good that we have some comic relief, and K2SO provides that comic relief. I really do wish, though, we got to see more of Donnie Yen as Chirrut Imwe, because he was just awesome. Everyone else in the cast was great as well. You had Ben Mendelsohn, Mads Mikkelsen, Riz Ahmed, Wen Jiang. They all played their roles really well. My only hang-up was probably with Forrest Whitaker, who's played some kind of strange roles lately. So it's felt kind of weird. Some of the visual effects are downright mind-blowing, while others are a little bit creepy. And since this takes place right where episode 4 starts, all of the characters in that film are whatever age they were at the beginning of episode 4. So Darth Vader is that age, Leia is that age, Grand Moff Tarkin, all these people are that age. As such, they use CG to make certain actors younger or even bring some other actors back to life. And while I'm glad they did it, for continuity purposes, it doesn't always look like the real thing. There is that uncanny valley aspect of it that sometimes it just does not look real. But the planet scenery on the various planets they go to, the ships, the fight scenes, all that stuff is just spectacular. And this film fixes one of the biggest plot holes, no pun intended, in the Star Wars universe. In the original Battle of Yavin in episode 4, it's been argued that the Death Star's weakness wasn't protected very well. Like, they just have this hole that, just fire there and game over, everyone wins. But this film explains that that is the point, namely that it was discreetly put there by Galen Erso. It was intentionally created for the rebels. And because of that, it really does cement the New Hope name of episode 4, as it was placed there for the rebels to use. It was this gift given to give them hope against the Empire. Because before it was just like, well, fire there and poof, you're a winner. We also get to see some very awesome things that really haven't happened before in live-action Star Wars movies. Most notably, we get to see how powerful Darth Vader truly is and how evil he can be. It's brief, it's a very brief scene, but it feels like something that's been missing from the original trilogy, and we really didn't get it in the prequels because there it was just way too cheesy. We have this image of Darth Vader as this just like menacing, powerful villain, and here he actually proves us right. This film is also a war movie with more of a focus on tactics and strategy. Scenes like the fight in Jeddah City and the beach invasion really highlight that it's more about war than it is about this family drama. And that isn't to say that we haven't had war before. We had, but this is so much more raw and real than we've felt before. And maybe that's because this feels like the first film with actual stakes since maybe The Empire Strikes Back. Here's my key gripe though. I love Easter eggs, and this film is chock full of them. I'm even going to do an Easter egg review. But some of them have more impact than others, and there were two of them that I just felt were woefully shoehorned into the movie. It wouldn't be a Star Wars movie without an appearance from R2-D2 and C-3PO, though here I thought they were wholly unnecessary. They just show up in the hangar on the Yavin base. Likewise, someone has to utter the line, "I've got a bad feeling about this." And what annoys me here is that the one who says it is the logical one in the bunch. And worse yet, they add the humor to it by trying to cut him off before he finishes the line. Now, I'm a Star Wars fanatic, but these obvious Easter eggs, which are probably geared more to the less rabid fans, didn't really land for me. They just really felt like, oh, we need to add those in to make sure we cross that off the Star Wars checklist. I much prefer the Easter eggs that expand my understanding of this universe, and there are quite a few of those throughout this film. Overall, this was a bold move, and one I believe paid off in spades. It wasn't meant to be a franchise on its own, but rather an anthology film that adds to the larger Star Wars universe. It's just an additional story to build into the grander universe. And with great characters, impressive visuals, and a few shocking surprises, Rogue One is a welcome and excellent addition to the Star Wars brand. I'm going to give this film an 8.5 out of 10 for really being a solid film all around and just adding to the Star Wars universe in such a meaningful way. Let me know your thoughts on Rogue One, whether you liked it or didn't like it. Don't forget to check out my follow-up review, which will look at the Easter eggs. And if you want to comment on some of your favorite Easter eggs from that, please do so in that video. And that does it for this episode of Key Gripe, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye. Hey, you made it to the end of the video. Nice work. Good job. If you like what you saw, you can just go ahead and click that subscribe button for all videos past and future. You can also head over to my website and see all the other stuff that I do, including the books I've written. So go ahead, click stuff.